Welcome back to the Available Post Podcast, the podcast where I speak into the void and hope someone listens. I'm your host, Callum, and let's get into this. Today I'm talking about debates. As the title said, as the nice clickbait title says, the title is going to be called You're Not Debating. That's not a debate. Something like that. I don't know what it's going to say because I haven't put it on yet because I'm recording this now. And as you know, all my recordings are done live. I don't edit. That's ridiculous. I know. I get it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Okay. There's been a lot of YouTube and Twitch activity of people doing debates. And I'd like to come out and I'd like to say, first of all, what they're doing are not debates. It's not a debate. It's just not a debate. Okay? A debate, usually, like, you have two people or like two sides, but they're not there to like attack each other's. Okay? They're not there to attack each other. What they are to do is to hold a position and explore what the truth is. In theory, it's to explore what the truth would be. Okay? Not to like, attack characters, not to present literal lies. Once you like present lies, once you attack a character, it's not a debate anymore. You're making content. I'm not going to deny that like it's entertaining. And I think that's great. I don't think debates is nerd shit. I don't understand why everyone's doing debates like it's like the most fun sport in the entire world. I'll get to that more. But yeah, basically you have two interlocutors discussing an idea and coming to the truth of why someone believes the way they do, to explore what like a good moral or socio-political or, trying to find the truth of an argument. Usually if there's two sides to something, that's because there's some sort of like gray area between it. Right? Unfortunately, most of the debates that have been going on, at least in like the past like 3 years, I've seen on like YouTube and, things like even the stuff that Jubilee does. I don't think those are real debates. Well, first of all, like we need an active fact checker, not just like someone who posts something once in a while, doesn't stop anything. People can just lie, have no evidence to back it up, but it doesn't matter. People will still cheer them on, which is crazy. But there's things like that I just don't understand. It's not a debate. Not a debate. It's content. Certainly content. I mean, obviously they're making better content than me. Sitting over here with I think like 15 away from 400 subscribers. That's me. But you know what? I don't really care. It's semantic. Maybe it's pedantic even. But what are we doing here on YouTube if we're not semantic and pedantic? Okay, that's the whole point of That's the whole point of YouTube. That's the whole point of debating. I mean, it's nerd stuff, right? Like we want to break down. That's what it is. It's crazy to me that they're calling it debates. I hate that. Whatever. You might be asking, well, Callum, what makes you the goddamn arbiter of debate? Well, I'm going to tell you that 90% of the people who do debates don't have as much education on debate as I do, because I literally have a degree in philosophy. So if you want to come at me, this is like the one place where I'm going to tell you, no, it's not an actual debate. You can't debate facts. Okay, that's rule number one. You can't debate facts. You can't just make stuff up and then pretend like that's real, which I see a lot of. You're just like, well, I don't know. I'm not going to do any examples. I don't want to out specific debates. I don't even know what to call them. Content things. But the real issue for me, it really annoys me that they call them debates, because they're not debates. But that's like not the real issue. The real issue is it can be articulated in a little story. So Aristophanes made a play in, I don't know, it's like sometime in the 400 BC. He's a Greek playwright. He made a nice comedy called Wasps. All right, and the whole premise of that play was there's a guy who is basically being hauled up, and they're like trying to stop him because he's got an addiction problem, and his addiction is to being a juror. He's addicted to being a juror. And in that play, they have a debate on like why he would be addicted to it. And it's kind of like where all these new aged quote unquote debate fanboys and girls and non-binary pals are hanging around, right? Like, you watch a content creator, and no matter what they say, you're like, hell yeah, that's what I'm into. That's what I want. I want that person to win this debate. And they win this debate by, I don't know, making sweet clips, dunking on the other person, catching them out, making them look like a fool, things like that. When the real purpose of a debate is trying to find the truth between things, right? Like, if one side's already based on an actual lie, a provable lie, demonstrable lie, then it's not a debate anymore. I mean, dunk all you want, just don't call it debate. We're all coming after you. Philosophy Callum here is going to come after you. But everything else, it's the fandom around it that's made this debate-ish culture so popular. Because it is popular. There's a lot of people making some decent bank on Twitch and YouTube doing this I don't know, debate stuff. And even mainstream media. I would say most political quote unquote debates are barely even debates on this scale either. Because they're just asked questions. It's more of a game show. It's all just game show. Even a Canadian debate. Okay. They said some stuff. They say some fun quips. Then they little platform thing. Ooh, it's just a question and answer period with some funny quips and thing. There's no it's just showing off what your platform is. It's not a debate. That's not what a debate is. But they'll do some jabs on each other and people like that, and then that's why they tune in, like a sporting event. And that's exactly what the Wasp is about, where the guy, the old man, is literally addicted to being a juror. He's we've got the cheer squad going on. Of course they are. Why wouldn't they be? You know what? That's part of the dream, though, here. So yeah, we got the juror, and he just loves being a juror, but he's not he's completely apathetic and doesn't care about whether the person did what they did, or, what the crime is, or that it happened at all. What they want is the glory involved with it, and the being able to say whatever they want without any impunity and whatever. No one gets to tell the juror, no, you jurred wrong. And that's the power that they're addicted to. And I think this whole idea of people coming together and I don't know, championing a specific political view that is very firm, or a political commentator in that way is the exact same notion of getting this weird glory. Because a lot of the time they're not just especially ones that just go out of their way to try and debate other people as their primary goal. It feels like this weird addiction to just owning people, I guess. We saw it in 2015 or 2015 era YouTube. There was a lot of anti-SJW stuff, right? And everyone was like, oh yeah, that's good. We'll all champion against this. But no one ever called that debating. No one ever debated, other than I don't know, whatever that loser is, the change my mind guy, who a Steven Crowder, that guy, yeah, whatever, yeah, Canadian, a stain on Canadian soil. That change your mind guy, whatever. He kind of started. He might actually be the reason why my brain hates all this debate talk. He might have ruined it all. The whole change my mind idea doesn't make any sense, because his mind was never changed. He would never want. He's never there to change his mind. He's just there to be a dick and just yell at people and use talking points. That's not debate. Okay? You got to have facts ready. Yes. If you're going to debate with someone and you just come in and just say well, I feel like you're wrong. That's stupid. That's not going to work. No one's ever going to care about that, right? But On the other hand, you can't just hold a delusional idea based on literally nothing and no research and no facts and just claim that that's the thing, which is basically all of YouTube. All of YouTube. Not true. But, and I want to clarify something else here. I don't think like watching like political stuff is necessarily bad. I do think it's bad to champion people for debating other people. I think that's a complete or debating in the sense that YouTube and Twitch understands debating, at least. I think that is a unproductive, totally trash way of going about things. I just, you know, really diminishes it's specifically assaulting me, okay? And I think that's a problem. Okay, so I did my 4 years. I got my honors in philosophy, and I don't like it when people use my terms in bad ways and just use fallacious arguments to basically dunk on the whatever side of whatever they're doing. Also, debating facts might be the stupidest, my least favorite thing to ever exist in the entire life, in my entire life. And we see that happen constantly. Just like, oh, this is a fact of the world. This is how things actually are. Well, actually, what if they weren't like that, though? It's like, okay, but it doesn't matter. They are like this. Now, if you want to talk about, like, morals and stuff and what ought to be and how we should do things, that's a perfectly cool place to debate, 100%. Even if you're, like, not super like going to change your opinion, I can see like a discussion on certain things that we ought to do. Totally beneficial, totally cool. Different ideas sometimes can be good, but in the grand scheme of things, I think we're not debating here, baby. We're not debating, and that is that's what I wanted to say for June. I think it's crazy that we're playing this weird debate lord centric thing. I don't even want to call it debating. What do we call it? I don't think it matters what we call it. It's entertainment. It's certainly entertainment. This is closer to like, I would say much closer to Jerry Springer than Aristotle. And that's where I'll leave that. But definitely give Aristophanes the Wasps a read. You know, it's only like 2,500 years old or whatever. But you know, a banger of a comedy. There's some good stuff in there. But yeah, definitely don't be like the old man who is addicted to going to jury duty, or you know, whatever, championing your favorite streamer because they can beat the woke mob or whatever the hell you're doing. Instead, you should watch gaming YouTube videos. And where you can find gaming YouTube videos is FeralLam.com/YouTube.com. But FeralLam, YouTube.com/FeralLam, is that where I am? That's where you are right now. That's what you're watching. So you should 100% like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the bottom if you think that I'm being too pedantic, I'm being too crazy here. Did you even watch this? I was going to do this in front of my mirror so you could see me in my full glory, but I got too lazy. And my phone now has a beautiful new addition where there's a huge green line throughout the middle of it, so it's very distracting to try and record on it. So now you get my lovely available post-podcast CRT TV stand in an empty room. Beautiful painting. Poster? It's a picture. It's not a painting, a poster. It's a picture. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. And yeah, remember, if you have any philosophical questions, you can ask me, and I will give you an answer, whether they're right or wrong. I don't really care. If you want to debate me on what a debate is, it's not a debate. It's just content. And I'll do that too. I don't care. I'll get down and dirty. But if you call it a debate, goddamn. We can't debate on if it's a debate or not in a debate. How about that? Because the facts are, it's not a debate. And I'm going to leave you there wondering what's happening and why I'm doing this. And why I'm doing this is because, well, someone had to. Someone had to call out this this weird debate thing. And also I wanted to, drop a little I basically just wanted to make a video saying that like I think everyone is like that old man in the Wasps. And that's great. Yeah, check out Aristophanes. Yeah, up and coming artist. Catch you in the next one. See you next month. It will be July that month. This month is June. June is the best month. Next month will be July. Hit the like, hit the comment, watch all my other videos. There's only like 900 or something like that. But watch some gameplay stuff. Maybe chill out on the YouTubers fighting against each other for a little bit. There are important political issues that are happening right now all the time. So don't stop engaging with that. And remember, activism is not done from behind the computer. Propaganda is done from behind the computer. Catch you the next one. Bye for now.